What's going on, y'all? I'm back, and of course, just wanted to come through this morning and just talk about a few things. One or a couple that actually happened last night on NXT. Now, bear in mind, I still got to watch. Of course, I had to have it record on demand. It comes on for me at 8 o'clock in Colorado time, which is incredibly inconvenient for a variety of reasons, but we won't go into that. We'll just go into the details, specifically the return of Gigi Dolan. Of course, this is pretty cool to see. She actually made the save for Tatum Paxley against Fatal Influence last night. Of course, Tatum has been going after Fallon Henley for the North American Women's Championship. And really, it's just cool. Obviously, she has her history with JC Jane. And it's just no secret that there hasn't been a whole lot that's been settled with that since then. So I think it makes sense to have this right now, but it's just really, really cool to see her back, and it's just kind of conflicting because with some of the stuff I am going to talk about, NXT does have the hottest women's division, and there's just so much to that could be said and said for that, but the bottom line here is that this is definitely huge. There's a lot of momentum with NXT, the women's division, and not even just that, the women's division in general with WWE. Not only with the Women's United States Championship tournament going, but we'll have the Women's IC Championship happening on Raw soon. But either way, really, really cool to see, and I just look forward to a lot of big things for Gigi, and that's all I can hope to say about that. With that in mind, we'll move along to another nugget from the night, and this one's really the most interesting one. I actually found out about this throughout the course of the night while it was actually broadcasted, but Eric Bischoff actually made his appearance via satellite to actually announce that he's going to be on next week's NXT, emceeing the face-to-face between Trick Williams and Ridge Holland, which I gotta say it's actually nothing but a good thing for them. I mean, it's not like AEW, which of course I had my things to say about that last night, where they can actually bring him along and it be, I guess, all good and groovy or anything like that, but I mean, let's also look at it like this. He was actually supposed to come in to be a part of creative with SmackDown back in 2019. Yet, that didn't work out just for whatever the reason may have been. I mean, if nothing else, it's good to see that that's all in the past now and they're working this out. Of course, I don't think there's going to be too much of Bischoff being around beyond this, but I'm not going to be mad at this. It's pretty cool to see, and it's certainly a throwback to a lot of my greater memories with wrestling, especially with WCW, the NWO, and such, but good to really see that Bischoff is doing alright, and we'll be seeing him on NXT next week live. Well, with that in mind, speaking of live, tonight we've got the AEW Continental Classic, of course, featuring Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada. I'm actually looking quite forward to this. The brackets and everything, well, I guess I shouldn't say the brackets, but the way that the league is, the blue and the gold leagues are set up, rather, I mean, it is what it is. They're just fucking loaded, It's hard for me to look at this year's Classic, compare it to last year's Classic, and just be of such a mindset that one is that much better than the other, because last year was amazing, if we're being perfectly honest. But at the same time, this is actually set up to be just as good. I mean, I struggle to want to argue that it's going to be better, but at the same time, how can you not with the names that are a part of this? Ricochet, obviously the champ, Okada, and of course Kyle Fletcher. New TNT champ Daniel Garcia. I mean, that's great with him riding the wave of momentum. And the thing about it also that a lot of people forget is we're supposed to be getting Speedball Mike Bailey from what I understand. And he hasn't even been announced yet, so it's going to be really interesting to see if and when and how he's brought into the fold. But either way, looking forward to it. Plenty of bangers that are just on the docket and in the weeks to come. I just can't wait. You know, it's going to be fun to see. And again, going back into the things that I talked about last night, I think we got to just come to the conclusion that if we're being real about the shit, not everything with really wrestling in general is going to always be good. And especially with AEW, just given what we've seen in recent months and years. But either way, I guess it is what it is. With that in mind, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Down below. I'm out.